Hello, my fellow humans. So, today I want to talk about worthiness, about us feeling worthy of good things in life. But before that, let's take a few stretches, a few breaths, become aware of our bodies, our beautiful animal bodies that are carrying us around and doing amazing jobs of breathing, exchanging energy with the environment, blood pumping, nutrients getting from the food, from air, from everywhere into our cells releasing what they don't need, and then our bodies releasing that outside, and the rest of the nature of the ecosystem using what we release for their food. And so on. Let's just become aware of our bodies and of us being the part of the ecosystem. We need sun for our life, we need water for our life, just like other plants and animals. We are all part of nature and constantly exchanging our energy with it and receiving it. Isn't it nice to become aware of that? Yes, so let's talk about worthiness. so, um, for a lot of years, I was really struggling with sense of worthiness because I heard a lot your self-worth is your net worth, and then I thought, oh, but I don't have a big net worth. Does that mean that I don't have a self-worth? uh, how do I get more of the self-worth? And then from um, other sides, I was hearing you're inherently worthy just because you are, and that seemed kind of like a beautiful idea to me, but I just couldn't embody it, couldn't really receive it that I'm just worthy just because I am, because the way I was raised, I was not feeling that. I was not feeling that. Nobody said to me, oh, we love you just as who you are, just as you are. You are beautiful and worthy of all the good things in life. Like, I haven't heard that. And I didn't know how to be aware of that because I was not taught that. I was taught that I become worthy by doing things, by being useful to others, and kind of all of our system is set this way. Like, we go and do the work, and then we get paid based on what someone else evaluates that our work is worth. And we so much tie our self-worth into what we can do for others, what we do for others, and how much we get paid for that. And in some way, like, this is true and it is good because if you're doing something that is useful to others and others see as worthy and pay you for it, you get to live your life, and that is amazing. But the problem begins if the people around you don't see don't see what you do as worthy. So I'm gonna give an example. I have a friend who is amazing musician, amazing composer, but um, his family, one of his important family members does not see that. And I shared in the previous story I posted here on YouTube, I shared a story about the boy that I was noticing in cafe, and he was walking, running around happily, and he was very peaceful and everything. But I was totally enjoying his beauty and his presence in the cafe. But his mother told him like, stop behaving like a monkey. And then the boy started looking down in shame, and he no longer even looked at me, even though I was there enjoying his beauty, and I was feeling love for him, just for him being. I was feeling love and enjoyment. I was enjoying his presence. And and many of us didn't really get that in our families, because our parents were working a lot, trying to get their self-worth proven by working and being useful and making money, and they had to take care of a lot of things. And so often many of us come from families where they weren't simply present with us and enjoying our presence, our beauty, just because we are like, just because we were beautiful children. And um, they didn't really give us this feeling that that is enough, that our being here in that family here on this planet is enough. We were, because they were taught and they were living this way, uh, they taught us that we need to become useful and to do the things, so that then we bring value to the family and to the society, and and somehow earn our place in the world. That is so interesting. Like, in our society nowadays, it is about earning our worth, about becoming someone. And this is so much tied to money that we so much internalize this, that then we feel, if I am not having a good job that makes good money, or God forbidden, if someone is on social support, oh, they are draining the society. They are the drain on the society. They are the burden. Uh, Everyone else is taking care of them. Bad people. Even though the system is set this way, if we look at this from a different perspective, it is useful to the system, because and to the society, if some people are who at this point in time cannot provide for themselves, that they receive social support, because this still helps them to be participating in economy, in paying things, in buying things, in taking care of themselves and even their families. And this helps, this is lowering crime rates, and it's actually good for all of us. And at the same time, it is also being used to um, to force people into having jobs in doing the works, because mm, being on social support is seen as such a bad, shameful thing that people just don't want to become someone who relies on social support, and they do their best to do their job so that they don't become like one of them. So this is serving the system and is also serving society. um, what I wanted to say about that, yes, then if we don't have a successful job or a successful business and are not making much money, then we feel like as though we are not worthy, as though we are not worthy to have our seat at the table, as though we don't have permission to speak about things and show up and take up space, because we feel as though somehow we are a burden to society, and that we just should make ourselves smaller so that we are less of a burden to society, and we just start shrinking ourselves and looking down in shame. And it also leads to people taking their own lives because they feel as though because they are not making much money, and being a burden, uh, uh, they don't they feel as though they don't have dignity anymore, because it is so tied together. And it's also interesting that on political left and on political right, this is what they both agree on, actually, is work, 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 work. And left is all about like um, workers' rights, and the right is all about uh, pulling yourself up uh, with your bootstraps, or how it's called, by working, by making the fortune with your own work. Um, so, so yes, so people who are currently in the state where they cannot give so much by working. Either you are burnt out, or you had some accident, you are not healthy in some way. Uh, you might feel as though you're not contributing to the society, and therefore you are not worthy of receiving love and support and all these things. Um, yeah, and I hope what I'm explaining is making sense. I'm sure it does. If you look at my dog, he is lying there. He's just lying there, and he is lying there most of his day. I mean, he's lying not just there, but on different places in the house and around the house. And I give him food, and uh, I take him for a walk, and he also has special needs because he cannot walk normally because hernia disci, spine. He has troubles with his spine and therefore with his legs, and I have to um, help him with peeing and all this. And yet, and he's not making any money, and yet he is worthy to me just because he is. I freaking love him. I love taking care of him. I love when he squeezes himself to my legs and just breathes, and the value he actually does provides a lot of value to me. And it is not measured in money, but it is his presence that makes him inherently worthy to me. And now imagine if you were raised in the family where you would be seen as worthy just because you are. When someone would be present with you and listening to all the little things kids have to say, and uh, enjoy watching you play, and just that someone would be there just sitting and watching you and being happy that you are in their presence, that you are existing, that you were born into that family. How wonderful that would be. And some people might say, oh, that makes children narcissistic, and as though everything is um, just about them, as though the world revolves around them. But truly, I know that when I am present with someone and when someone is present with me, it's not about everything revolving around me or about everything revolving around them, but it feels like us, us and life, and we are here together. And isn't it beautiful that we are here together? Um, so, yes, again, regarding the work, there there might be something in you, something that you love to do, that you're doing, and your surrounding, your family might not understand that, and they would like you to do something else, to have a regular job or have a better regular job, or um, if you're running a business and it's not making much money yet, or it's not as successful as it's supposed to be yet to make it worthwhile. uh, I lost my thread of thought a bit. um, oh yes, then you might feel as though this, what you're doing, what you feel inside is for you, as though it is not enough, and as though you should be someone else. And I'm not saying there are sometimes it's like just good to get some job and do some um, little things, or get a freelancing gig that maybe it's not like 100% what you want, but that brings in the money, because we need money to survive. um, but even if you do this, and it's sometimes really necessary to do this, i want you I want you to see the beauty of the gift that you have inside. So, if this is making music, if this is you know how to write, if this is you simply know how to be present with people and loving, if this is, I don't know, dancing or whatever it is. It might also be accounting, or you give amazing massages, or mm, you just enjoy reading a lot and then connecting these things together and explaining them to other people. And even if these things are not making money or not making money yet, I want you to see that you and the things that bring you joy are beautiful. And as you see the beauty of that and share that with others, you're gonna feel more beautiful, and it's gonna be even easier to share that with others. And I also know that not every other is the safe person to share with. So I would like you to think about one person or two people or three or four co-humans who you feel safe with whom you can share your joys and with whom you can also share your fears. And just think about these people, like start counting them, who comes to your mind first, and think about their qualities, how they make you feel. Like, for example, a friend came to my mind now, and with her, I just feel like me being me is enough, and we can flow in the conversation, and we can laugh, and we can joke, and we can talk about our personal lives, we can talk about society, we can talk about um, art and design, like about all the things. And it's just fun. And after hanging out with her, I feel good about myself. So please do think of people with whom, after hanging out with them, you feel, ah, I like being me. And maybe even write a list of these people if you want. And I would like to nudge you a bit that you call someone on that list. You also don't have to write it, you can just think of them, and sometimes life then brings them to you. You meet them somewhere, or they might call you. But also, I would like you to be a bit proactive with this. And if you haven't reached out to people for a long time, and it can happen that if you reach out to just one person and they don't respond immediately or in the next few days, um, you put too much importance on that, like, oh, it can become like a proof. Oh, I reached out to someone and they didn't respond, so that means like uh, they don't really see me, or they don't see my value, or whatever. They don't really, life don't really want to connect with me. So um, you can, instead of just calling or writing to one person, you can write or call a few people, and some of them will just reach back sooner or later. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope that was useful. And yes, see your own beauty, see the beauty of what you are creating, see the beauty of your mind, of your interests, of the life, of the spark that is leading you, and see the beauty of those people that see your beauty. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye bye.